Hello guys, welcome to our new bi-weekly Q&A. We're just going to be taking questions off you guys from Instagram, or you can comment below under this video and give us some questions for next time. So let's start with the first question.
Who would be the A-side between Tank and Ryan Garcia? That was on Insta by Selling Wheels.
Bro, for me, this is the problem. All this A-side business, you know what I mean? It's too political, man. Get him in the fucking ring, let him fight it out, innit? winner gets the A-side for the next fight, innit? So who, Tank and Garcia?
Tank's been pay-per-view. I'm not sure what Garcia's
Garcia,
numbers are,
we know Garcia's numbers are probably the top biggest in the game right now, outside of the elite Canelo and them man there. So it's hard to argue with that. But them man, but it gets all petty though. I think when you start talking about A-side, B-side, it gets way too petty. Do you know what I mean? Get them in the ring, man. 50-50, get it on, bruv.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Take it in the car park, let him swing it out, and then whoever wins comes to the ring second, innit?
The people in power, they know though, innit? They'll know how much.
Who's worth more?
Yeah,
who's pulling power and all that shit.
They know the viewership figures as well, innit?
I don't think, me personally, obviously, you know me, I'm against the... Not against, but like the usual. Obviously, I always sway towards a more proven boxer. Garcia's obviously built his fan base up outside of boxing. Obviously, he's done what he's had to do in his last fight and whatnot. So, you know what I mean? It's hard to go with Garcia just because of his pulling power if that hasn't actually come from what he's done in the ring.
Right. Now, this is a topic we had before. Yeah? You don't want to listen to me, but Ryan Garcia showing you, innit?
What's he showing me?
Every boxer out there, look at what Ryan...
I just said I'm not swaying with that, yeah, but...
Every boxer out there, look at what Ryan Garcia has done. He built his YouTube, he's built his social media, he's got 8 million followers, he's cool without boxing, innit? Build your brand, build everything, get a good management team.
100.
Of course,
finished. You're gone clear.
But do you realise most boxers can't read or write, innit? No, let's be honest. No, like that. I'm not putting any box. Why do people, like, there is a lot of intelligent boxers.
Yeah.
But why do people get into boxing? Because it's a poor man's sport, it's a hungry man's sport. They haven't got other options. They haven't got that, do you know what I'm saying? That brain, that marketing brain. It's sick. If you have got it and you are a good boxer on top of that, you're laughing.
Alright, cool. You don't have to use your brain no more. You've got the blueprint. Follow the blueprint.
What's the blueprint?
Get some Instagram followers. Post stuff on
Bob,
Instagram.
do you know how uncomfortable certain people feel in front of a camera?
And then boxing's
Get
not for
comfortable.
you. Boxing's
Bro,
not for
it's
you,
easy. Yeah, but boxing, put a gum sword in their face, put gloves on, and they fucking come to life in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying?
I'll beat them up
Put
myself,
a camera and put a piece of paper with a few lines on it and watch them crumble. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hate you.
But I hear you, alright. I want to agree with you,
Bro,
but
all you gotta
disagree.
do-
Agree to what's this?
Film your training. That's it.
I hear that. Be busy on social media.
Yeah.
Be busy on get yourself active, get yourself out there. But Garcia, obviously, it's hard using him as an example because what he done was, you know what I mean.
It's not to say what he's done isn't great.
Yeah,
but it's not that hard.
Not to say it can't be done. Of course it can be done. Of course it can be done. But you ain't gonna see these fighters doing it.
Why?
Because they haven't got the know-how to do it.
You know how now.
That's why they get.
If you ain't gonna know how, listen, DM me, innit? I'll help you. That's it. Just DM me. Costs, innit? It costs, but just DM me.
I want 10%
Of
whatever they pay.
Next question.
Costs.
From DJ Tommy Tunes. Can Loma stay away from Davis Power for 12 rounds?
Yeah.
I don't. Nah. He won't.
Yeah.
Right, let me answer. Innit? Let me give the right answer. You can listen to him after.
You dickhead.
He won't stay away for 12 rounds, but that don't mean he won't win the fight. There will be certain parts in the fight where he's gonna get clipped, he's gonna get caught, he's gonna get hurt, but that don't mean he won't win. Because if you're a swarmer and you're coming into Davis, you can catch and counter, he can slip and counter. He's gonna counter you at one point, and you're gonna get hit and hurt. Whether he recovers and takes Davis to school after, that's one thing. But he's not gonna go 12 rounds and Davis ain't gonna land a glove on him. That's just not gonna happen.
Loma ain't the guy to get in there and try and not be hit. Even though obviously the game, the idea is hit and not be hit. Yeah, he likes a fight. He likes a scrap. So he's not. I can't see him getting in there and not trying to be hit. So he would definitely get caught. But like you said, it's what he does about it, innit? Whether he feels comfortable getting hit and whether he can stick to what he does best.
Don't change your mind in 10 seconds again.
But he definitely can get in there and not get hit by it and stay away from Davis' power for 12 rounds.
He can do that.
Fact. Next question.
Huh?
Rico Valencia. How did you guys get interested in boxing?
I can't stand it, to be honest. I'm trying to get out.
My family's always watched boxing, innit? From young. The first fight that I remember properly was Ricky Hatton versus Costas U. I can't remember how young I was back then, innit? But I was young, and then since then, just always liked it.
Next question.
You're gonna tell them nothing, no?
Nah, bro.
The fans are interested in your story, bro.
It's a long story,
Mike
man.
says, "Fuck the fans." Next question.
Alex
I love you,
McGrillen.
really.
What do you think of the pros competing in the Olympics this year? I think it's Fumir Marshall.
You wanna take it first?
That's a tough one. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Nah, bro. Man's a tough way. Fuck them pros.
Stick to the amateurs,
Stick
to the amateurs. That's why I say it's a tough one. 'Cause I understand for trying to make the level of, obviously, bring the best exciting boxing to the sport, to the Olympic Games. But obviously, for an Olympian, for the kids that's been training however long to get to that level, and you got a guy that's 12, 13, 14 and 0 coming out of the pro rank.
That's what I'm saying. You beat them kids up, bro.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not
I
right. I'm
remember-
not a fan of it personally.
They lifted the ban on professionals going to the Olympics last year, but the governing bodies, the first time I've seen them do anything good, they said if you go to the Olympics,
You're out of our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hassan and Dam, he took the risk, got out of the sanctioning bodies, he got schooled.
What, in Olympics?
A lot of them Olympians, they will school
That's
these
the worst
man.
thing.
For 3 rounds,
That's the
they will
worst
school
thing.
them
That's the worst
differently.
thing. That's the worst thing. Most of these pros, they'll find it hard in the enemy, but it's a different sport, innit? It's a complete different sport. Amateur boxing, free freeze, the way they train and the way they go about their business is completely different to professional boxing. So it just don't make no sense
That's why
for the pros to be in it.
a lot of top amateurs won't become world champions.
Elite pros, it
And
doesn't
a lot
mean.
of world champions were never good amateurs.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that it not like it used to back in the day where
Yeah.
the two sports was very similar. Just obviously different in the rounds and the longevity of the fight.
Yeah, next question.
From Collier. Povetkin v Dylan Whyte II. Who's taking the win?
Povetkin, same outcome.
The first fight, I was confident Povetkin would win. But the way Dylan Whyte handled him from early,
Yeah.
it made me think, you know what?
Yeah.
But for me, it's this, yeah. Dylan Whyte can't go 12 rounds with Povetkin. It's whether Whyte can knock him out before Povetkin gets to him.
Yep.
And I don't see that happening. I'll pick
Do
Povetkin,
you
but
think?
I'm not
Do
as
you
confident.
think? All right. Do you think? Right. So what was it? The 5th round knockout. Povetkin done him in the 5th.
Yeah,
he
I
got
think
dropped
so.
to the end of the 4th. When he got dropped the second time, Povetkin, do you think he was in trouble at that point, or do you think he was comfortable still?
I just think he's old and his legs aren't where they used to be.
So he went down just from he wasn't actually seriously in trouble
just
with
like-
the single punch. It's just obviously you got a young, fresh, hungry brother in front of you banging away. It's gonna take his toll. But yeah, it's mad because of the way the composure he
yeah,
showed
that's what I was gonna say. He's
in
too
that
calm,
knockout. Yeah,
he weren't, his head was there, innit?
because the way certain people see Dylan Whyte, I'm a fan, but I feel like a lot of people started dick riding him hard because of all the WBC mandatory for this long, that long, all of that.
And it's your anti-AJ crowd as well.
Is that it? Might be that as well. You will throw that out there, but I thought that everyone was banging on too much. Even the commentators about Dylan Whyte was comfortable. He's got him at this. He's got him. He's just throwing a jab. He's doing this. Like he was controlling the whole fight. But when I watched it back, I thought to myself, Povetkin was setting up shots the whole time.
Even watching it, you can see the setups coming. The commentators won't ever notice that. They're thinking, so you've just got on the inside and you can hit the body, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Povetkin's thinking, oh, so I can hit the body when I like.
Whenever I want, I'll
Yeah.
get inside 2-3 shots, and then he's moving off with it. But he didn't have to do anything to get inside. So even though Dylan Whyte looked comfortable on the outside, Povetkin, it looked like Povetkin could have engaged at any point and caused that started throwing them shots to cause them problems. So yeah, I do think I would agree with what you said in the sense that basically Dylan Whyte needs to try and get him out of there in 5-6 rounds. He don't want to be in there once he starts slowing down with Povetkin. I think when Dylan Whyte is popping and moving and keeping it long and whipping the shots and controlling the fight, he's comfortable. But I think if he slows down in any point in that fight, he get the exact same outcome. So for Dylan Whyte to change the outcome, I think he needs to stop him in 5-6 rounds.
Okay. Tim Pacino is asking tips for adults who want to start boxing. What are you
Say
saying,
what you
coach?
said, bro.
What did I say?
What are you saying, coach?
Basically, yeah, what I said was nah, listen, in all seriousness, it depends what level. Obviously, a lot of people ask me this, and a lot of people do genuinely, adults ask me about I would want to go pro and this and that. And without sounding harsh, it's a very brutal sport. And if you haven't got into it from young and you've been training from young and you've been taking it serious from a young age, it's hard to go to a professional level. But me, I I promote boxing at any level. I think it's one of the best things you could do in terms of just fitness, focus, mental training, keeping yourself mentally in a good place. You know what I mean? So for that, if you want to get into any sort of boxing, just go and find a local gym, personal trainers, whoever it is around you. Amateur gym still, I believe, amateur boxing goes up to 34 years of age now. So there's no reason you can't get into your local amateur gym and just go about your business. But yeah, it depends what level you're obviously looking into. But if you do, just got to get online, look about, find any local gyms, any good trainers, and yeah, go from there.
My tip would be get your fitness up, go into a gym, get punched in the face a few times, and you'll see if it's for you or not. And at the end of the day, that's what you're signing up for, and getting hit in the head. But if you're serious about it and you actually want to, like everyone's got that thing, just want to get in the ring one time and have a fight, innit?
And so you've done it.
Yeah, just message us. We'll get back to you about white collar boxing when everything's back to normal. Just give us a DM, we'll help you out.
I'd say it's also one of the best fitnesses.
Yeah, 100%.
Cardio. You won't believe the best thing for me, as when I used to do more personal training stuff, would be seeing someone who would walk into a boxing gym and they think like I could do this, you know what I mean? Like, this is a bit of me. And you put the gloves on them and you see the realization that goes through them. And normally it's within 2-3 minutes of hitting the bag. You know what I mean? Someone who ain't boxed before thinks they're going to go in there and punch the shit out of one of these punch bags and that, mate, you're blowing out your arsehole in 30 seconds. It's not a nice feeling. But for everybody who's sitting on watching boxing and he's a fan of, whether you're just a fan of a boxer in particular or you like boxing in general, I do believe you should get to a gym and have a session or have some sort of training and get some sort of understanding of what these fighters are actually going through. Because there's nothing worse when you're watching boxing, you're hearing people in the 9th, 10th, 11th round shouting, yeah, hit him, knock him out, do this. And you think, bro, you try to even get to the 9th round, let alone find these shots that you was finding in the first, second and third in that point, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a good experience.
Naeem Goufour, who is most likely to be the next pay-per-view star / face of boxing?
After
Canelo, probably.
Spencer Crawford, I'll say immediately, but I'll say the biggest one will be between those lightweights we talked about before. Tank, Ryan, Teofimo. Whoever comes out on top, I think they'll be I
think when you say face of boxing, it's like you get a face of boxing, then you get a face that like goes beyond boxing. Do you know what I mean? For instance, at the moment, Canelo, AJ,
Joshua, Fury.
Yeah, Fury's got up there. Them man, they go beyond boxing, innit? Yeah. I think the only person in the game right now that I can see doing that is Garcia because of his following outside. I can't see Spence.
I'd argue that he already has.
He could, but he can't. He ain't the face of it because there's still other guys out there. But he could very easily become that. I don't think Spencer Crawford can become that, personality wise. Sorry. In terms of within boxing. Within boxing, then it's not hard. You know what I mean? Spence and Crawford, them man will be there. Them man are already up there, whereabouts.
As long as they fight each other, and whoever wins, that's the face of boxing.
It's for the time being, yeah.
Unless obviously Joshua Fury, then the heavyweights will be the heavyweights. But if Spence Crawford, whoever wins that's pound for pound number one.
But it's always interesting to see when you do get them guys that do transcend and go beyond, because that's when boxing grows as a sport, you know?
Yeah?
I got one. What's the situation with boxing right now, and could you give us an update with what's going down for what's happening in the UK and like globally? What can we expect?
British boxing, we got told first and foremost they've cut off all shows in January. There will be no British Boxing Board of Control boxing show in January, but they're gonna have a meeting towards the end of the month to see what they can do about February and March.
Even though the Premier League is still going.
Less money in it. Don't bring in as much money, but there are a few fights. That was schedules that have been rescheduled abroad. I've heard.
All the money they gave to sports to help them survive, they gave £0 to boxing. So I don't think the government really care.
The grassroots, innit? He said, "Ban the grassroots, guys."
Just fuck you, man. And they gave it to sports. Hockey got some. Like, you name a sport, they probably got it. Boxing got 0. So it's not looking too good, innit?
What about globally? Like,
that's what a lot of people right now, they're trying to go overseas and try to fight somewhere, innit? But even then, people overseas are looking at Britain and thinking, you're not coming into my country. you're not coming with a 10-man team into my country to give us COVID, innit? So it's looking a bit tough regardless of how you're trying to do it.
Crazy.
Other country, America got crowds. Like, their boxing events have crowds. That's why there's dying so much. And they've done a shit job controlling it, but other places you get opportunities. So in America, they'll have certain places where you can do it, but in the UK, it's looking like if you're a UK fighter, it's a tough time right now. Is that the last question? Yeah. All right, one more question. Yeah, it's not really a question.
We're saving this one. What's this? The tweet? Yeah.
So
Put that out there, and we'll get the people.
Teaser, yeah.
Yeah. Get people to put in the comments for the next time, because I'm intrigued on this one.
Right, a great modern day fighter will be able to compete in any era. Anthony Joshua tweets that. He gets 20,000 likes. Tyson Fury replies, a great, my ass. You got knocked the fuck out by a chubby kid, had 3 weeks notice. You are great at looking good on pics, I must say. And he got double the amount of likes.
But I swear he comment before that one. The comment before that, he just said, well, that's you at the picture then.
Yeah.
I thought that was deep. That was harsh. But the question in itself, the statement that was made by AJ, I think is a very good topic of conversation. I myself, we're not getting into it. Fuck it. Find out next week, innit? What's your thoughts on it? Could a modern day great boxer mix it in any other era of great boxers?